Hey guys, I'm Samaya and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about some 90s movies you may not have seen before, or maybe you have, I'm not sure. And today I'm going to be talking with this little tiny mic right here. I'm trying out something new. I can't really put it on my shirt because there's a bunch of static and it's not going to sound cute. So yeah. So let's get into the video and let me know what you think about it. Alright, so I wanted to start off by talking about A Long Kiss Goodnight. So A Long Kiss Goodnight was a movie made in, I believe, 1969. And it's with Samuel L. Jackson and this woman who she was in, damn it, I forgot already, but I'll put a picture of her right here. She's very beautiful. Look at her. Look at that. Yeah, so basically the movie is about this woman who she gets amnesia and she has lost like a bunch of years from her life. She has no idea who she is. She has no idea about her past life. She's like, oh, I'm just here now. And for 8 years, she was like, I don't really know what I was doing before. But then a bunch of things start happening, and she basically hires this private investigator who come to find out, like, well, they find out together that she used to work for, I believe, the CIA as an assassin. Yeah. And she has some people after her because she used to do some really bad things. And the movie goes a little crazy. It's an action movie and it's pretty good. I feel like it's not really talked about as much, but it's a really good movie, and it has a lot of really great like stunts and action scenes. There's this one like scene of like a water stunt. I'm not gonna like tell you much about it, but it has to do with water. Like, this girl goes underwater, right? I remember that scene, excuse me, it stuck out to me the most as a child because I was like, oh my god, like, how was she holding her breath for that long? And there was like this thing happening, I'm not gonna tell you what, but yeah, a lot going on, and I personally liked it very much. And if you're really into like, if you're really into like thriller, action, like drama type things, then I feel like you would really enjoy this movie. And especially like Samuel L. Jackson, I think he does a great job. He's really like the comedic relief. At least I felt that he has these like remarks, like these little snarky remarks, these little things he says that like kind of just like gets you. Yeah, so it's called A Long Kiss Goodnight, and you could find it on Tubi. That's where I watched it. So yes, on to the next movie. All right, the next one is Benny and June. So Benny and June is a movie about this girl and her, basically it's this girl and her older brother who takes care of her, and she seems to me, I'm not gonna like label her, but she seems to be neurodivergent, which I thought was cool. I noticed while watching a few of these movies that there's actually a lot of like, excuse me with this pencil, there seems to be a lot of like representation for neurodivergency and also for mental health, which as a child I did not catch that at all. I just thought, oh, this funny, cute, quirky little girl, like, so fun, like I love that. But actually like watching it now as an adult, I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like as a child I was like, nobody understands me, like no one knows what's going on in my head. But it's just interesting to see that, like, because I feel like now is when we're seeing more of that mainstream like coming up, even though it's not exact. Like, you're like, okay, I want to see more of this, more of myself on movies, TV shows, on social media, but we don't really, it's not really like that, you know, what we're trying to see. I hope I'm explaining this correctly. I feel like some people will get it, some people don't, which is completely fine. But yeah, basically the movie is about this girl. She plays a poker game with some of her brother's friends, and she loses the game, and what she loses is one of her friend's nephews, yeah, who happens to be Johnny Depp. So she basically has to stay with like Johnny Depp, this the nephew, for the week, and they kind of become like love interests for each other. And he is also neurodivergent as well, from what I've seen. It isn't talked about because in the movie it's just like he's a really weird kid, like I just don't understand it. He does weird stuff and he makes grilled cheeses with a fucking clothing iron. But I really liked the film, and I mean, literally, just watch it. I feel like you're gonna love it. It's sorry if I'm looking down, I have notes. I wrote little notes because I wanted to be prepared. It's supposedly a romantic comedy slash drama. I see it more as like a drama rather than like a romantic comedy, you know. But yeah, I would recommend it if you want to give it a watch. I think it's really cool. It's a really cute movie and I really enjoyed it. There's some great actors in there. There's this man in there that he's going to be in the next movie that I'm going to talk about. I don't know his name, but I do know he was in a lot of 90s movies and some early 2000s ones. But yeah, here is Benny and June. I watched this movie a lot growing up because of my brother. So yes. Alright, now the next movie we're going to talk about is one that I am actually very excited for because I do plan on making a Let's Talk about it in October. Well, Let's Talk or whatever in October. It's a spooky movie, but not so spooky, I should say. It is Practical Magic. So Practical Magic is a movie about two sisters who they have inherited their witchy abilities from their ancestors. This one woman who basically cursed the line of women in their family, that whoever they choose to fall in love with, they will be cursed and that man will die when they hear like the sound of a beetle. Yeah, it's fucked up. I'm fully aware of that. But I remember as a child, the only thing I really remember about this movie was like midnight margaritas and like always keep rosemary by your garden gate and throw salt over your left shoulder. And it was like, yay, super fun, like, woo. But like now watching it back, I was like, oh, okay. It talks, well, not talks, it shows like some DV, domestic violence, and mental health awareness, like depression. Sandra Bullock, like I feel like well, for me, I can't speak on other people, but like I have depression, hello, I'm mentally ill, and as someone who struggles with depression, seeing the scene where she had lost her husband, sorry, spoiler alert if you haven't watched the movie, hello, it's been out since '96, but yeah, seeing that scene, I was like, I feel like she depicted it so well. It's like you just lay in your bed and you feel like you're sinking into the bed and you just want to fucking die. But I think she did that scene very well, and it was really well filmed, and like everything about it was amazing. Also, I just want to say, I don't know if you guys have watched ER. ER was Grey's Anatomy before Grey's Anatomy, and it started ending like while Grey's Anatomy was like coming on to the scene, you know. But there's an actor from ER that is in there, and he plays like the abusive ex of the actress, the redhead. She has a name that I forgot, but she's really famous. She's a famous actress. She's beautiful. Yeah, he did a great job being a very scary man, and it was like very like interesting to me seeing how well actors can depict different characters and like get themselves to be like a completely different person on screen. It's very It's very fascinating. Like, I just love it. But if you guys are interested in watching Practical Magic, I say go for it. I forgot where it was. Oh, you could watch it on Max or on Amazon Prime. Yeah. I forgot to say something else. Oh yeah, they're actually making a sequel to Practical Magic, and I think it's like one of Sandra Bullock's her character, one of her daughters, like fall in love or something, and then of course the curse still exists, and like, yeah, that guy, he's probably going, sorry, but he's gone. But yeah, at the end of the film, I'm not gonna spoil it for you or anything, but the guy from Ben and June who plays the brother, he's like the detective, and he's in there. So it's very interesting. But go ahead and watch it. I'm gonna make a Let's Talk About This in October. Let's Talk About This. Keep saying that. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about is a movie that probably scarred me as a child, which is Daylight. I don't remember when Daylight was made. I know it was in the 90s, but I can't remember when in the 90s. I know my mom used to have a VHS tape of Daylight, and she would play that shit all the time, especially right before we went to New York to go into the tunnel. If you know what tunnel I'm talking about, then you know. Okay, it's a tunnel going to Jersey to New York, or New York to New Jersey. It's like, yeah. Anyways, so basically it's an action movie. It's like an action adventure type movie. There is a lot of stunts going on in that movie. There is a lot of action, a lot of fire, a lot of bombs, you know, a bunch of like scenes that definitely took a long time to film. It's a pretty crazy movie and a little bit sad at times. Yeah, so basically the whole premise of the movie is that there's like a group of like 6 to 7 people, and they're all going down the tunnel. I don't know like the for sure name of the tunnel, but I do know it goes underwater. And then you make it to the other side, and the tunnel's like 1.5 miles long, maybe a little longer. I don't know exactly. I'm really bad with coordinates and stuff and addresses. I don't drive, okay? So basically Sylvester Stallone, he's in the movie. He's like one of the main characters, and so is this guy. I completely forgot his name. If you guys have watched Family Business, he plays the character Larry. I'm gonna put a picture of this man right here. He's a really fucking good actor. I literally just watched this movie last night, Daylight. I watched it last night, and I was like, oh my god, is that Larry? It was Larry. He was so much younger there, of course. And I was like, oh my god, he's so cute, he's so handsome. Oh my god. I love watching movies back from like the 90s and 80s and seeing actors who are still actively acting and being so proud of them, bro. Yeah. So let me get more into this movie. It's a group of like 6 to 7 people. There's this one white boy who's like, don't worry, I can do it all. Like, there's this like really sturdy thing, like I could climb these shits, don't worry about it. And then he tells like Sylvester Stallone's character, like, I got this $2,000 phone and it doesn't even work. Meanwhile, he's trying to climb this really unsturdy platform, and while he's calling somebody on this phone that doesn't work. And anyway, spoiler alert, motherfucker dies. He's the first one to go. And there's like these inmates that they were the juvenile delinquents or whatever, who I did not know Sylvester Stallone's son, Sage Moonblood, isn't that such a cool name? He actually played one of the delinquents, right? And basically the movie, it's very interesting. It's super cool. I loved it. And if you're really into all of that action shit and all of that, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen now, and like there isn't like any like dull moment within that movie, at least personally for me. It's more like, oh, are they all gonna make it out? Is everyone gonna be safe? Like, what's going on here? Is George gonna bring his bracelet to Grace? Will he bring the bracelet to Grace? I don't know. You gotta find out. You gotta watch the movie. I'm not fucking telling you shit, okay? But yeah, if you guys want to watch it, I found that movie on Tubi, I believe. I think it was on Tubi. Yeah. Go ahead, watch it. It's a pretty great watch, personally for me. So this one that I wanted to talk about, it is Set It Off. If you haven't watched Set It Off, then what are you doing? Set It Off follows 5 women who, honestly, I have a crush on all of them. So Set It Off, it's basically these 5 women who are all going through their own battles in life, and they all decide, you know what, let's rob a bank. Just this one time, don't worry, nothing's gonna happen. It's Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett, and 3 other women. I completely forgot their names, I'm so sorry, but they're all amazing actresses. You've definitely seen them before in other films because they're still very active in the industry. But yeah, they basically, they're like, we need the money because we need to do X, Y, and Z. Some of them have a lot of like issues at home, like they need help so and so with this, blah blah blah. So they're like, just do it this one time, like everything's gonna be fine. They do it this one time, and then they're like, you know what, it'll be fun if we do it again. And then some shit starts happening and some things go down that I'm not going to tell you about, but it's a really, really fun movie. It's a little sad, it's definitely a little funny. It has its funny moments, and it's a great watch. So if you're interested in that, I'd say go ahead and give it a watch. It's always fun to see. I love also movies with like female leads. I'm just like, yes bro, give me more of that, okay? I love it. I love to see that. I'm not going to talk much about Set It Off because I can talk about it all day and I'm going to spoil everything for you. I will spoil everything for you. I can't remember where you can watch it, but I think it's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, I think so. I'm not completely sure. Just do a quick Google search and you might find it, okay? But yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys whenever with another video. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you would like to see more of me. I will link my social medias down below I will link my social medias down below in the description. That just means my Instagram and maybe my TikTok. But just follow me on TikTok before they delete it, okay? Just do that. Do that for me. Okay, love you guys. Bye.